Hey, yo, what it is, yo? It's Uncle Muscles again. I'm coming at you live. We're going to be doing another video on Chimeraland. Hey, yo, I'm going to teach you how I be balling out on these hoes all day long. Alright? Alright. Let's get to it. Alright, for real. What I do, the UI is very confusing in this game. It's incredibly confusing. And so what I've done is just a quick couple simple things. I think that's going to help everybody. And I'm just going to show you what I did right off the bat. It's not just the UI, it's really just the game experience itself, how to optimize your game settings in order to have a fluid experience on Chimeraland. Something like that's probably going to be the title of this video. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But let me show you what I've done. So go into your settings. This is going to obviously be the most part of everything, okay? Don't hack my account now. I turned down my music volume. I haven't heard the music once in this game. I kind of am upset about that. I turned it off entirely. Sound effects you probably want on. It's good to know when certain things are dying. Sometimes you can know when there's like animals that are like around and stuff like that, or if like a pet's about to die, or if you hear a pet do an attack. Probably going to be good for PvP at some point. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of audio identifiers or audio cues that are going to signify something that's going to happen or some type of change in the combat. Super important. I leave sound effects on. Music, not so important, but also probably pretty good, and the game itself also very good, so I wouldn't be surprised if the music is great and like coordinates with how the game is. I just wouldn't know, and at this point I'm probably never going to find out. Most importantly above everything is going to be the graphics, okay? Now, Travelers, I'm not 100% on this one. Travelers seem to be localized to your instance, your client, their client side. They also, I do not believe, drop anything. I think some things actually, what is it? Like, sometimes they drop some random loot, but, like, it's not dependent on the server. So I'm not really sure when it gets transferred or whatever. For the most part, I think all I've ever received was a temporary wheelchair from one of the demon baby thingies, and then on top of that there's a shop you can access, I think, through some of them. I don't know if Travelers are the same thing as the random NPC guys. It seems like it's just those level 60 guys that have like a weird vehicle with them. Like sometimes it's a wheelchair, sometimes it's like some weird kiosk or something. I don't know. I think those are the Travelers. However, when I turn that setting down, sometimes it affects other things in the game, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% sure on where what lies. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the code overlies, and this is not a great thing to worry about. The other thing you probably want to do is run your frame rate as high as possible. This is generally a setting that's going to be for your mobile device, but in reality, you want to get the highest frame rate that you possibly can. And I would definitely recommend using custom graphics more so than anything. These settings kind of don't really make sense. And what I've noticed is that most specifically, resolution is the one that you can kind of mess with that you don't really notice. For example, I'm running all the graphics on highest. Now, my setup isn't great. I'm running a GT 1030, and generally when I stream, I'm playing at 720p. That's because of my capture card. And I'm trying to make sure that the stream looks good, but I've been having issues. I don't know if that's actually the way I should be doing it. Don't necessarily worry about that. But in reality, what you want to do for the most part, if you're playing this game for more of a visual experience, you should be able to. I'm playing on a GT 1030, right? This is a very old GPU. You can turn everything up. For the most part, you should be able to turn everything up, except resolution. Now, resolution, you're going to notice, you're not going to notice the difference between smooth, medium, and HD. And then you really shouldn't see one through UHD either, or Ultra. Now, these, I think it's because I'm not actually, to be honest, between smooth and medium, I would assume HD is 1080p, this is 720, and this is like 1366 by 768, whatever it is. That's my guess to what the resolutions are. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's any way to really tell. So that's my guess. I run this at smooth. I'm guessing that's 13, like I said, 13 whatever it is by 7 whatever 86. But it's probably something like that. And then that gets upscaled to 1280 by 720, whatever that one is. I haven't ever noticed a serious difference between smooth, medium, HD. And then here's the thing. If it's coming in at higher than 1920, my monitor is 1920. I don't have an ultra wide or anything like that. If it's coming in higher, I'm not going to notice it anyway. I only notice that my FPS drops. So in reality, I would recommend experimenting and see what the visual, what it looks like visually to you. But for the most part, you really only need to put the resolution down. And that's really the only thing that's going to affect your FPS overall. Now, I can also turn down like plant detail, shadow settings, graphics, building quality. I can turn all that down if I want to. Effect quality down, that's fine. Post effects off. I can take off my filter effects. I'm going to show you what filter I use. It's a really nice filter. I like it. It makes everything look like Zelda or just Nintendo. I think it's really cool. I'm going to show you that in a bit. Really, that's fine. Plant distance is the only thing you need, and I'll show you why really quickly. Let's bring my mount back. But plant distance, like you can see, my FPS has jumped up, but it's really not even that much, to be honest. So plant distance. Okay, so, I don't know what just happened, but somebody just got messed up or I lost something. What's going on, guy? You okay? There you go. You want to come down here, or what are you doing? Okay, so, all right, we're going to do this for the 30th time. Okay, you're having a hard time, aren't you, with that tree, aren't you, buddy? Okay, that's fine. So plant distance. What's plant distance? Plant distance is how far things show up in the distance, like plants. Right? But it seems to be everything. So in reality, let's say there was an egg somewhere on the map, you're going to see it, especially if you turn down all your settings. So I mean, in reality, you don't need any settings. You can turn off all the grass. You can turn off pretty much everything. Wow, this is a really bad example of what's going on, like why the game runs well. And this happened today. This may have been an update specifically. I am having weird sporadic FPS drops. I'm not sure why. It seems like today specifically there was an update. Today or yesterday there was an update. And all of a sudden there's been FPS drop. Other people have been reporting this as well. I don't know if it's the Steam client. I don't know if it's whatever. I don't know what's whatever. The game overall usually runs very well. Today, I've been noticing some FPS drop. But, like I'm saying, I just changed all the settings you saw back and forth. My FPS barely changed. Experiment, the main thing you need to know about, for the most part, is going to be, is the plant distance. Everything else, you can afford to go off with low. Also, smoothing, I would not turn on. It's a dynamic setting. It changes in accordance to like how much CPU space or processing speed you have or whatever. Don't even bother with that. That's more for like not your desktop. If you're playing this on desktop, I wouldn't recommend that that setting. But like I said, you can really like I have all my graphics for the most part turned up all the way. The only thing I keep down is resolution, and that seems to be fine for me as I play at 36 FPS, but I do think that part of this is just the game reloading all of the LODs, the levels of detail. There's a couple instances too, like you'll notice when you go into like the arcade machine and then you come back in, everything has to reload. It takes a hot second, but to be honest, this game is designed to run on like an iPhone 6s Plus. I know that because I did that, so it works. It works enough. My phone is hot when it plays, but it works. I gotta be honest, it does work. It works well. Like Albion didn't run, but this game did. So I'll give them credit where credit's due. And man, they get a lot. They get extra credit. For real. This game is very well optimized for a mobile thing. I really shouldn't be picking up this chest right now. But okay, so let's go over the other settings that are super important. So now you know the graphics, and you got whatever else I told you. Battle, right? Targeting method, view direction, or character direction. That's not super important. It's just relative to where whether your mouse is looking at something or whether your character is looking at something. You can change that, and I kept it on character direction for now, but it's fine. Aim assist I turn off. I haven't really noticed that. Wall reminder doesn't seem to ever work. I don't know. I like scope mode being tapped because that is you just right click and hold it, and that's fine. Or sorry, you don't hold it. You just right click it. It's just a toggle. This is tap as toggle. It's great. Long press, you have to hold it. I don't like that. I do shooting fire and press, not fire and release. That would be like pressing your thumb down and lifting it up. That would be the release part. But it's on the click, so you can click and hold and it still comes through. I prefer that. View. I have everything on free view. Cinematic is close, right? Yeah. I might do another video at some point on how to like change the view in this game. I think there's some like weird like legal third party like Windows applications you can run to manipulate the perspective and like the resolution and everything. I would prefer if I can use an ultra wide 21:9 perspective in this game, but in reality, the PvP is not really that big of a deal. And honestly, you actually need to be able to see more so above your head than to the left and the right. It's easy to spin, but honestly, most of your PvP targets, not that there's a free loot or anything in this game, are going to be above your head. That's how I kill everybody. So I usually just fly around in a circle above them, and they can't see me because they never even look up. What am I supposed to do about that? Woe is me. Okay, sensitivity settings. I've messed around with this quite a bit. Oh, sorry. What else did we skip? A slow-mo cam correction. I leave that on. I don't really know what it does. A vehicle slow-mo cam correction. All that's on. Invert flight mode. That's just your flight. You know, you press down to go up. You press up to go down. That's just going to be like on your Condor and stuff like that. I like that. I actually prefer the inverted. That says off, but technically it is inverted flight control. So that's wrong. Off is on, I believe. That's actually labeled incorrectly. I think I'm right on that. I should be right on that. Invert would be how it is, and that's wrong. Because it says off. It should say on. Anyhow, sensitivity settings. Most people don't know this. Go check your view out. You can change the sensitivity on every single gun. Now, I just go with high, but feel free, all right? I love FPSs. I love Soldier 76 in Overwatch. If you've ever seen me or played video games with me before, you know I like playing Overwatch, and I like Soldier 76 in Torbjorn. But Soldier 76 is a hit scan, and he's fun. And, man, is this game... Does this game have hit scan properties to it? So, boy, do I love it. It is fun. You can mess with all this. Enjoy. I'm not going to get into what's the proper thing for all that stuff. Maybe one day, if this game really gets in the meta that deep, we'll go into it, but not that important. Interface, dynamic traveler status display. To be honest, this probably could be off. It's good to know statuses. I use everything in decimals. This is all just personal preference, not that important. The filter. I want to show you this really quickly. I use Intense. These filters are really nice, to be honest. But, oof. That's the one that's super Pokemon to me. Like, I like Intense. Intense looks good. What about Blue Day? No. It's Intense, bro. Yeah. What about Cinematic Blue? No. This one, it just looks good. Intense looks good. Privacy. This is super important, okay? If you're on the Steam client and you have the option to do this, you have to do this. I should have started off the entire thing with this. In fact, I might do a disclaimer to point to this part of the video. Privacy. Super fucking important. Excuse my language. Super important. You need to, you need to, I'm not going to blank it out, so you get to hear that. That's for you guys. You need to link your account to Google or something else. You need to do that. If you have the Steam account, that's fine. You're only playing on Steam right now. Enjoy. If you made a Steam account and you have the option to link it now. If you didn't do that and you're playing and it says on the bottom left of your screen, trial account or like, test account or whatever it is, it's like not like it's not the like there's a what does it say, trial account? I forget what it says, but it's not a permanent account. If you lose that account, right? If you're losing that account, the company, I don't even know the name of the company that makes this game. The company will not give you your account back. It's gone. It's gone in the abyss. So if you make a Steam account, make sure that it's not a trial account or whatever it's called, not like it's like make sure it's linked. And if you can't, like, I would recommend before even trying to do anything through linking through Steam, link it through another third-party service. That way, if you want to use the mobile, or more importantly, if you want to use the not Steam version of the desktop client, which is way better in my opinion, that's what I'm currently using, you can use that without any issue. You can also go back and use the Steam client if you wish. You can go back and use your iPhone. You can go back and use your Google device. You can go back and use your Tesla probably at some point. So who doesn't want to do that? Okay, and then controls. This is literally the most important part. Sorry for everybody. I just said privacy is the most important part, and that's because you're going to lose your account if you didn't listen to me. And if you didn't understand that, I apologize. But just go here and link your account to your Google account or something. Just not try to make it off the Steam. It's important. You trust me. Trust me. WASD. That's your movement, of course. Jump, space, shift. That's great. I love that. I love being able to sprint with shift button. That's great. Crouch, prone, not cool. But those of you who don't notice, you can hold C, and then you can get on your body, and then you can do a little spinny round like that. So you can hold C to get prone. Most people don't know that, and now I told you, and you're welcome. The last thing that we need to know in here is toggle camera lock. Now, this doesn't show you what it is, because I'm using mouse 4 or mouse 5 for this button. I have a Razer mouse. I have extra keys on it. Mouse 4 and 5. It's really easy. Now, the standard key for this is tilde. Is the tilde key? I've changed that to my mouse. I believe it's mouse 5. It's really easy for me to come in and out of the mouse like this. Another good mouse button probably would be the middle mouse button, the click. Not so much the scroll, but the click itself. But anything on your mouse that allows you to lock and unlock quickly, this is going to be super important down the line. It's really important that you're able to not have to worry about hitting a key. If it's easier for you, that's fine, but I would definitely recommend like a thumb button. Like that seems to be very, very easy for me to move around. I don't have to worry about my left hand. If I want, I can do everything with my right hand. It's really, really helpful. Now, the other thing that you should know about in controls that's super important to me, and once again, I do this with a mouse button, and we can just go through here, is my search function. I make that mouse 4, so that's the one all the way closest to my wrist on the like a Razer mouse, or I'm actually using a G203. I said Razer, but I'm using a Logitech G203. This is the mouse button that's closest to my thumb, and that's how I search for everything. And then if you want, the next setting on there was like search all. You can do control on that button, and that's nice. That's really nice. While you're flying or whatever, and you're like above, and you want to just get a visual on what's happening. It works out to like a little over 100 paces, I believe. So like if you're like flying up in this guy like this, and then you want to like just see what you're looking for, it's nice. It's nice being able to hit that without having to hit like your key. I like just keeping everything I can on the mouse. It just seems to really make the game run a lot smoother for me. My experience, rather, if I can. Now, the most important thing that people don't really know about is if you go into your menu, you can actually lock this menu. Now, unfortunately, yeah, so if I lock this menu, sometimes it's glitched out. Like if I hit escape, it'll go, but it'll come back if I have the escape menu open already and I click it again. It's a little glitchy. Some of the interface is not great, but you can lock this button. Now, it's great when you're not in the open world, right? So like, remember I told you the thumb button, I can let go of my mouse and then I can use my cursor. If you're in the open world and I want to mine, if you lock this, it's not going to mine it. You have to like get rid of that and then you can mine again. But that's not what we're doing. The reason why you would actually use that would be to kill a boss. So let's say, oh no, the scarab is beating me up. Oh no, I'm trying to do all my stuff. Oh, I have my healing. Oh no, the scarab didn't die. And I'm not searching right now. I'm 1 HP. I would just unlock my mouse and click something to heal myself. Or click my pet and click something to heal him or her, however they identify as an individual, because I'm not going to restrict them. In fact, I'm going to do things like add fun faces to them and cool wings to let them explore what they feel like, how they identify, how they want to be seen in the world, in their minds, and project that out to us. So I don't control my mount. It controls me, and that's fine. That's fine. I went off on a tangent there, and I forgot what I was talking about. So good luck with the jokes. Anyway, what are we doing here? We're going over the interface. Okay. Back on track. I promise, guys. This video went longer than I wanted to, but I think you're going to get the idea of what's going on. It's good. Interface, controls. We got them all. Did we get them all? Search. That's important. Space, shift, slow. Slow is C. Shift is speed up. Oh, that's land mount movement. Air, accelerate, descend is C. If you want to descend, you can press C. But that I haven't noticed that to work really. Shift is supposed to rise. Space flies up. Sometimes shift is more of a. If it's a land mount, it'll just go forward. If it's an air mount, it will also go forward, but like it speeds it up. So like you have to kind of be careful with how this works. Same thing with water mounts too. It's the same thing for the most part. Space and C. That's it. That's really it. The other thing you might want to know about is that your tent is L and your pet is K. But really, just know about your inventory, how to interact with that. And like I said, for me, the main thing I like to do is be able to pop in and out of my mouse button. I know people who are like level 35 who didn't know how to unlock the mouse, and I have no idea how they've been playing this game up until now. But for real, like, it makes such a big difference. That the sensitivity is pretty important, especially for PvP. You want to make sure it's, you know, you can lock on to things. And then I just did another video on the Pipa if you want to understand how to like solo grands and stuff like that. That's a good understanding of like why you'd want to lock onto something and then maybe jump around it like a Drangus. But that's it. Okay, guys, hopefully this helps. Like, the UI seems to be very difficult for people. Oh, I guess the other thing that really people don't know about is that the V menu and then the escape menu are like two separate menus. We're going to go over the UI or something too, but really the main thing is just the controls right now. There's just so many menus in this game, and there's so many shops, and really they could all be in one spot, but they're not. So it is what it is. This game is amazing. Love you guys. Thank you guys for checking it out. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch. You guys, if you're interested in any of this content and want to do some fun stuff with the boys and the girls in the guild, check us out. We're playing this game in the USA server. It's on CloudSea. The CloudSea server in the USA region. We're in Eastmount. The name of the clan is WORSTEVER. There'll be information in the description below about the guild and my invite code, and that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope if you guys have any questions, please leave them below. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, subscribe, donate to me on Twitch, be my best friend. Make sure I get Twitch partnership. Blah 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 blah. Okay, everybody, have a good one. Appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the clan and check out my stream, and we're all gonna be best friends for the rest of our lives. Bye now.